I'm Jay Taylor. I'm the editor of Jay Taylor's Gold Energy and Tech Stocks. I'm here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver. It's September 29th, 2018. And I'm really pleased to be with two mining professionals that I've known for a number of years, Robert Carrington and Robert Archer. Robert Archer, a very accomplished underground miner and a geologist with success in Mexico. In fact, I was fortunate to visit your project down there in Guanajuato.
10 years ago.
10 years ago,
yeah.
And that's been a successful operation. And Robert Carrington as well, I've known you for a number of years too. Newrange Gold Corp is the company and trades in Toronto under the symbol NRG, 78.3 million shares, a market cap of only around $6 million, which is chicken feed, I think. In terms of market caps.
It is.
But anyway, let's talk about your flagship property, Robert Carrington. Let's start off with you. The Pamlico in the northern end of the Walker Lane Trend in Nevada.
Yes.
You've got a lot of high grade, you have some high grade intercepts. You've got a lot of potential there, a lot of previous mom and pop mines. They're consolidated and you've got a big target to look at. So what are your plans there?
Well, the plans are to obviously do enough drilling to get to a meaningful resource estimate. To describe Pamlico a little bit, the Pamlico mines were originally a bunch of artisanal miners. The main target zone, Pamlico Ridge, is identified by over 300 mine workings. We have 300 separate surveyed portals in Pamlico Ridge. There are other targets on the property, the Gold Box Canyon Zone, which is parallel to and about a half a mile east of Pamlico Ridge, and then of course the very large East Zone, which is more of a carbonate, a sediment-hosted type gold system. Pamlico Ridge was one of Nevada's very early high-grade districts producing ores that were shipped to the Comstock. Reports of the day indicate they were shipping ore as high as 200 ounces a ton to custom mills on the Comstock load. And in 1898, all of those artisanal mining activities were consolidated by a private family that then controlled the district, built their own mill, and operated until 1928. And after the death of that patriarch, the entire district continued in private family ownership until our acquisition in 2016. So it's a very unique opportunity in Nevada because it's a snapshot back in time to what the exploration level was essentially in 1898. And needless to say, there aren't many properties that remain in that very unexplored state. Since we have acquired the property, we've conducted airborne magnetics, radiometrics, and gravity surveys, and completed 47 drill holes on the property. So we're in very early stages of a discovery. We have approximately a 90% success rate on our drilling. Out of those 47 holes, we have 42 major intercepts. And as you've seen, we have some very spectacular drill intercepts, some as high as 340 grams a ton.
Can you give our viewers some sense of the magnitude of, how much of this have you explored so far in terms of the total?
In terms of the zone that we've explored, we've actually done detailed exploration on a 0.5% of the entire property package. We have detailed surface mapping on 14% of the total property package at this point. So it's, very likely to continue growing. There are historic producing mines on the property that nobody in the company has had time to even get to yet. So
you have extensive underground workings too, and you've been doing some sampling underground, which is a big advantage, isn't it?
It's a huge advantage because a tunnel properly surveyed, mapped, and sampled is the equivalent of a walk-through drill hole. And we have an estimated 5 miles of unmapped workings in Pamlico Ridge, as well as whatever's on the rest of the property. So for us, that's a tremendous opportunity for a few $100,000 to basically generate the amount of data you would have from a 5-mile drilling program.
Robert Archer, you have experience as an underground mining operation. You're a geologist, but your success in your silver mine in Guanajuato, Mexico. What, as I understand it, though, you've been an investor in this company before you became a director. You're now a director.
Yes.
What attracted you to this story?
Well, I first got involved with the company as a shareholder when they were working in Colombia as Colombia Gold Mines,
okay.
And through that got to know Robert a little bit more as well, and I was just really impressed with they have a very strong technical team, and so built a bit of a relationship with them over the years, and then they moved into Nevada, and I love the potential of the Pamlico project, and through further discussions with Robert, I went down and had a look at the project myself, and walked the ground, and reviewed the data, and I think it's a fantastic project. I love the potential, and as I said, I've got a lot of confidence in the team. And then Robert asked me if I'd like to join the board and help them to build the company, basically. Yeah. So I agreed to do that. Joined the board in March, and I'm really excited to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm glad you are, actually, because knowing you as I have over the years, and your success in the past, I think it's really good. In terms of what are your plans, Robert Carrington, what are your plans going forward as far as exploration goes the rest of this year into 2019?
Well, the work programs we have in progress now include a preliminary metallurgical studies. That'll give us very important information going forward. That consists of cyanide shake assays and bottle rolls. And that will help guide, because if there are any metallurgical issues, and I do not expect any because of the very deep levels of oxidation and the lack of silica on the property, I think we'll be able to look at very low cutoffs like most of the other big Nevada mines in that part of the world. And once we have the underground workings mapped and sampled, then we'll move on to a very aggressive drill program. The goal is to put 100 to 150 holes in Pamlico Ridge during the first half of 2019.
So in the past it was high-grade underground mining, I suppose. Do you see the potential for, is there dissemination outside of the main structures, the high-grade structures?
Very much so. If you look at the drill intercepts that we have, we're typically looking at 30 to 70 meter intercepts that will grade between 1 and 3 grams gold that surround all of these very high-grade structures that we have. And that's very much the same scenario that you see at the Round Mountain mine. That's also on the Walker Lane, hosted in the same kind of rocks that Pamlico's hosted in. A lot of very similar characteristics. But both systems are renowned for the coarse gold that comes out of the high-grade feeders. And of course, then the lower grade stockwork mineralization is amenable to heap leaching. I expect Pamlico to be amenable to heap leaching as well. We have drill intercepts as high as 340 grams that you cannot pan visible gold out of. So it's effectively micron gold, almost like the Carlin deposits. And with we have a 300 meter deep zone of oxidation. With that tremendous depth of oxidation, I believe it'll be easily amenable to open pit heap leach recovery of the low grade, very high grade material you'd want to put in a mill, because the much better recovery you get in a milling scenario.
So is that the way you're viewing it now, as a potential open pit?
Right, it would be an open pit combined, recover the high grade, and the low grade goes to a leach pad.
Sure. Oh, very interesting.
Because most of our drill intercepts are less than 100 meters from the surface, and that's the bottom of the intercept.
Yeah.
We have intercepts that come to within 1.5 meters of the surface.
Okay.
So it's very, very shallow.
Possibly good stripping ratios depending on the geometry and all that.
Yeah, we anticipate very good stripping ratios.
Because you're on a ridge essentially, so it's not like you're in a valley with
Pamlico
big
Ridge.
Walls, right? Exactly. So you're just mining the ridge down. So
very good.
Yeah.
Strip ratio would be very low at the start.
Yeah.
Which Round Mountain mine is now a big hole in the ground, but
It's not a mountain anymore.
when it started, Round Mountain was a round mountain out in the valley.
So geologically, do you see this akin to Round Mountain?
Very much
Very
so.
much akin to it.
Very much so. It's stunning how many similarities there are.
And it's a huge target.
Yes.
So,
the property today covers 1,670 hectares. It's all BLM administered unpatented mining claims. And we have an exceptional relationship with the BLM because they're very, very supportive.
Wonderful. Anything else? We're basically out of time, but any drivers, I guess, anything?
Well, the
investors-
drivers obviously are going to be completing the underground workings. We're going to be, there will be a steady news flow coming out of the underground sampling, and again, that's the same as walk-through
Yeah.
drill holes.
Yeah.
Somebody else paid for the drilling, though. I like that part. And then, of course, moving on into 2019, the results of the drilling program leading to a maiden resource estimate.
Wonderful. As early as when?
Hopefully mid-year 2019.
Wonderful. Okay, well, that'll be a major thing to keep an eye on then.
Yeah.
Thank you, both of you.
Thank you very much, Jay.
Spending some time to tell the story, because I think it's a very interesting one. Few people are paying attention, but they will, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I believe they will.
all right, all the best.
Great, thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you.